One of the things that I really love about books that you've done is the end jackets and your author pick or avatar or illustration, however you want to say it. You kind of put yourself in the characters or the story's world as the storyteller. Did you do that for all your books? And what inspired you to start that?
Typically, an author would have a photograph of themselves in the back of the book, or maybe nothing, maybe just a description, you know, no picture at all. And the first time I did it was for Children Make Terrible Pets. I was trying a new art style, which was kind of like a combination of collage and pencil drawing and digital coloring. And I can't really remember why it is that I decided to illustrate my self-portrait in the back. But as soon as I had the idea, my editor loved it. And I'm certainly not the first person to do it. But usually what happens is an illustrator might do an illustration of themselves, and then there'll be sort of a description of, you know, so-and-so was born in New York City and has been illustrating books since blah, blah, blah. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to have myself talking to the reader, because I enjoy reading aloud to kids so much. And I kind of felt like, well, if I do a self-portrait of myself in the back of the book and I have a little word balloon where it's me saying something directly to the reader, then it's not like the same as me being there reading, but it kind of feels like I'm talking directly to the reader. Now, not only are the characters talking or looking at the reader occasionally, but now the author's talking right to the reader too. And I just thought it was kind of a cool thing, and my editor did too. And so we've kind of been doing it ever since.
Yeah, I think it's such a nice period at the end of those books, a nice little, just a little extra story that happens in the jacket flap.
Well, in another way, the funny thing is I feel like I'm in those stories. When I'm working on these things, it's it's like you dive in with both feet, and for months on end, I'm living in that world. And so it kind of makes sense that my self-portrait would show me literally in that same world as the characters, because that's kind of how it feels as I'm working on the books.
Yeah, I know PW, Publishers Weekly, does a story on you about, once a month about Peter Brown's eating a sandwich or something. But they've got that same photo of you every time for no matter what the story is. There's your photo. I think they should start using your...
I usually submit both. When people ask me for a photo for a festival or for an interview or whatever, I usually will send them the standard photo, because that's, what they're expecting, and then an illustrated version of myself for whatever.
Everybody, you need to start using the illustrated version.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes they take me up on it. Occasionally they'll use it, but most often it's the more sort of like hoity-toity the organization, the less likely they are to use my illustration, my self-portrait.
Those are so awesome.
Cool.